Today, I'm gonna completely walk you through how to create NFTs 100% from scratch. And we're gonna generate an entire collection, absolutely no code needed, and suitable for any beginner. Now, I get a lot of questions, and one of them is like, bro, how do I even make NFTs? How do I create NFTs? Now, most commonly, NFTs are just a variation of a specific character, sort of a base character, and then they have different variations of that character. So whether it's eyes, accessory, mouth, nose, whatever it is, most NFT collections, the collection itself is just variations of a base character and several different other elements, right? Now, some of the traits and characteristics of these NFTs in these collections are more rare than others, which drive up the value of said NFT. So honestly, think of that like actual regular cards, whether it's Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or even baseball cards. You have a pack, right? Just like a collection, and then certain cards in that collection or in that pack are more rare, meaning they're more valuable. It's the same with NFTs. So let's talk more about the variations that I was talking about, right? So each one of those different variations, the nose, eyes, mouth, is basically a layer. Backgrounds, base figures, everything is just each layer. And if you have a design background or know anything about image editing programs, then you already understand the concept of layers. We're about to hop on the computer and I'm gonna actually show you exactly what that is. Now, depending on how many different variations of each feature, I should say, you have, is how many NFTs you can generate using what I'm gonna show you today. The more you have, the more combinations that you can produce. So let's say you have 5 backgrounds, 5 base figures, 5 sets of eyes, 5 different maybe hat variations. That's over 3,000 unique combinations of NFTs that you can produce. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually hop in Photoshop, and I'm gonna show you how you can generate NFTs 100% from scratch using Photoshop. And to go further, I'm gonna show you how you can do this exact same thing using free assets and tools that are on the internet, and show you how you can generate some NFTs. So let's jump right into Photoshop. All right, so this is the inside of Photoshop. If you're not familiar with it, I'm gonna post a link. Basically, I'm gonna show you exactly how to step-by-step set this up, right? So you basically gonna come over here to File. You're gonna do New. It's gonna bring this up. I always do 3000 by 3000. And this is just pixels for my people who aren't hip. But if you just, like I said, if you follow this step-by-step, you're still gonna achieve the same result. A 3000 by 3000 square document, right? I want to jump over here to the web real quick just to kind of show you the type of free assets. This is freepik.com. There's several sites like this, places where you can download free assets, free graphics, like any one of these type of eye designs. As far as different mouth variations, I believe you could use any one of these. Now, keep in mind, these are also going to be in vector format. So I'm also going to show you how to take these from vector format and just copy and paste them into Photoshop, but you are going to need Illustrator. All right, so I'm gonna post a link to the Creative Cloud suite, but I promise you, if you follow this step by step, it'll be 100% easy for you to do as well. You know, some different hats and caps just to add to the variation, because we're about to build this character out, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it right now. All right, so this is what my folder looks like right now. Went through and downloaded different variations because what I'm about to do is build out this character. All right, so first what we're gonna do is we're gonna come down here to this little box down here, and we're gonna create a new layer. And what we're gonna do is, for my example, I'm gonna use the ellipse tool to make a circle. All right, so I'm gonna recommend you a good Photoshop course if you want to learn the rest of these, but if you want to just get in here, make something real quick, follow along with this, then this is gonna be the easiest thing. All right, so we're just gonna select that, come over here, drag and drop, and then boom, we have a circle. All right, now we don't want a stroke on it, so we're gonna come up here, click this. We don't want the black line around it. And for the color, doesn't really matter because I'm gonna go ahead and change it a different color. All right, so we're gonna leave that. You're gonna select the key V in Photoshop to get back to sort of the drag and drop mode. Get back sort of home is what I call it, right? So if you're on anything, you just created that circle, hit V after you hit it, and you can get the pointer back. All right, so now I'm gonna come up here to those 3 dots, hit align to canvas because I want this directly in the middle. So boom, now it's in the middle. I'm gonna come over here to this layer, I'm gonna right click, and then I'm gonna select group from layer. It's gonna ask you the name, and just put main figure. That's what I'm gonna call mine. All right, So now this group, if you toggle this eye over here, it's gonna make it disappear. That's basically the visibility, right? So that's what that eye is if you're curious. But basically, this is my main figure, all right? So we're gonna select this layer, right? Remember I talked to you earlier about layers. That's all this is, right? So here's the background. If I take the background away, then it's just clear. These squares basically always indicate transparent pixels, right? So if I select this, turn that on, then this layer is on. Well, that's the group. If I turn this on, then this layer is on. If I let's do the brush, and let's say red, right? I just drew a red little X on top of it, and then another layer. You make a new layer with this plus sign down here, and then I do green. See what I'm saying? These are all layers on top of each other to create an image, right? So we're gonna go ahead and delete those out by hitting the delete button or whatever. We're gonna turn this background back on for now. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and double click this layer, the ellipse one, and I'm gonna call him main as well. We'll double click the main layer. Go to gradient overlay. Right, and that's a pretty dope color, honestly, but I'm sort of looking for like a yellow orange emoji type. Right, that's what I'm going for right there. So I'm gonna select that. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all can't even see that. I'm gonna select that and then hit OK, and then boom, I got my main figure. Right, it's already started, because what my NFT is gonna be is just this as a base figure. He's gonna have different eyes, background, mouth, all that different type of stuff. All right, so now let me show you how to get all the assets that you downloaded. These backgrounds already come in JPEGs, so these are gonna be easy to put in. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna put 1, 2, you know what, I'm gonna put, how many is it? 1, it's gonna tell me when I drag it. We'll put all 12 of them back there. All right, so now that I got my backgrounds loaded in, all 12 of those layers, I'm going to go ahead and select the top one and then scroll down to the bottom one. Hold shift and click it, right? That's going to select all of them. Then you're going to right click it. You're going to go to group from layers, and you're going to call this one backgrounds. Remember what I told you about layers? There's a hierarchy. Backgrounds is on top of my main figure, so I need to drag it under, and now you will see it on the back. I'm gonna go ahead and go in here and select all of these by, once again, selecting the top one, hitting shift, selecting the bottom one, then having all of them selected, hitting command or control if you're on a Windows T, control T, and then I'm gonna just size this up so that it covers the whole background. And that's actually going to take effect for all of those behind it too. And so now we have our backgrounds loaded in. All right, so now we're going to talk about getting some of those assets that you downloaded, getting them from their vector format into Photoshop. All right, so after we go from background, we're going to load the eyes in first. All right, and so you're basically going to right click, open these in Illustrator, but these are the different eyes. So when you select them, they're gonna be grouped. You just select that, right click, you select that, right click, and then hit ungroup, right? And then you click away. Now each set of eyes is doubled. So you're gonna do the same process. Go through ungroup, right? Now this is one set of eyes. So you're gonna copy, right? And before you do that, you're gonna make a new layer down here, right? Layer 1. You're gonna select, you're gonna right click that layer, you're gonna group from layers. We're gonna call this eyes. And remember, this goes above in the hierarchy, so we can delete that layer out. No, leave it there. And so now we can paste those eyes in. And so it's gonna ask you to paste them in. I always select as smart objects so that they can retain their scalability. And then they kind of paste in like this, all right? So what I'm gonna do is actually scale them down by just selecting this, but that's one set of eyes. All right, we can delete this layer now, and then I'm just gonna layer this 1. Okay, I'm gonna label that 1, sorry. And then I'm gonna come back and do the same process. I'm gonna copy this one, paste it in too, and then do this method for all the sets of eyes. All right, so now that is 6 different variations of eyes, 12 different backgrounds. All right, so we already got some crazy combinations coming up. All right, so now the next thing. So next after eyes, let's do mouths. All right, and it's the same thing. You're gonna select the EPS is basically the same as the Illustrator file. So you're basically in a situation like this, since they're not grouped, you're gonna go ahead and just select it. All right, so we're gonna do the same process. We're gonna copy and paste all the mouths over. And first, before we do that, let's create our new layer. Let's right click our layer. Let's group from layers, and let's call it mouths. And then do the same process. Go ahead and copy and paste them boys in. We got 6 eyes, 10 mouths, 12 backgrounds. So far we got a pretty deep collection already on our hands, but we're gonna add more to it. We're gonna go ahead and add the hats as a final touch in their EPS format. So it's gonna be the same process, open in Illustrator and rinse and repeat the same process. However, I don't think I'm doing all these hats, bruh. I'll do 3 hats. All right, and then the ones with the hats are gonna be more rare. So same process, drag this to the top, right click, group from layer. Now that we got everything imported, we actually are ready to generate an NFT. All right, so what you're gonna do first is you're gonna go ahead and head over to this link that I will have in the description. You're gonna go here to code. You're gonna download the zip. All right, now once you unzip that file, you're gonna have a folder that says Photoshop Composition Composer Master. All right, there's gonna be a JSX file in there. That's the one you want. But let's go back over to Photoshop and show you. So you're gonna go to File, Scripts, Browse, and then you're gonna select that. We were able to generate 2,100 different combinations of this NFT. Would you like to continue? Yes. All right, so now it's gonna ask me where I wanna save this, which I definitely wanna save it. No, we don't want the PSD documents. We just want the JPEGs. All right, so now it's going through here and it's literally making every different variation of this NFT. What I might do, I might give half of this collection away. Let me know in the comments if you would want half this collection, but it's gonna of course take it a little while depending on the specs of your computer. All right, so after taking a while, it generated about 608 of them different variations. So here you can sort of see the different eye and mouth variations, although most of them have that same hat. But yeah, essentially it's that easy to create an NFT. Let me know in the comments if that works for you. I'm gonna have all the links in the description. Please like this video. It helps the video go up in the algorithm. Love everybody out there. Let's get it.